Hello and welcome to Cole Red Plays Raid Shadow Legends. I hope you're having a great day. We have some news about the Shard summoning events this weekend. So we were expecting a Sacred Shard 2x event for this weekend, and we will be getting that, but we'll only be getting it for 24 hours. So on Friday, we're going to get a 2x Sacred Shard event. But on Saturday, it's going to switch to Voids. We're going to have a 2x Void Shard event. And then on Sunday, we're going to have a 2x Ancient Shard event. Now, that is good news for some players. It's suspicious news for other players. We'll talk about that in just a second. But for today's video, what I wanted to cover is all of the places where you can get free shards. We've had a lot of people who have been rolling up new accounts because of the Sun Wukong chase that is now live this week. So if you are starting a new account or if you are a new player, there are a whole bunch of places in Raid Shadow Legends where you can get free shards of all types. So I'm going to cover those. There are 17 locations that I know of. If you know of more, by the way, make sure you put a comment below if I've missed any. But I'm going to cover the 17 places that I know of. And again, maybe you know about some of these, maybe you know about all of them, maybe you know about none of them, but it's good information to have just to know that if you do have an event coming up like this, that you can go out and collect a few extra shards and increase your chances of getting a really good champion during a 2x event. Okay, so very quickly, why did I call this a suspicious event? Because I think when Plarium does this, they want to get all of our shards out, right? So if you are on a new account, this is totally fine. This means that you get to pull all of the shards that you've collected. You don't have to save them. You don't have to wait 2 weeks or 4 weeks or 6 weeks for an event of the right kind. So if you have a Sacred Shard, you can pull it. You have a Void Shard, you get to pull it the next day. If you have an Ancient Shard, you can pull it on Sunday. However, if you are a more established player and you're thinking about, well, there's going to be an upcoming fusion maybe in 2 weeks' time, or maybe, there's going to be another shard summoning event that's coming down the line. This is suspicious, right? Because when Plarium tries to get rid of all of our shards, that means they're going to hit us with a shard event later. It could be a guaranteed Void champion. It could be just a guaranteed legendary. It could be something special related to the UDK birthday event, right? We still have this UDK birthday event going on for another week. So there could be a lot of different reasons why they're trying to get these shards out of us. But if you're a new player, that doesn't really matter because you're not going to have saved enough of those shards for those particular events. So you can go ahead and, without guilt, without shame, without fear, you can just pull all of your shards this weekend. And so we're basically, the focus of this video is not whether or not you should pull. You have to make that decision for yourself. But if you are going to pull and you want to try to get as many shards as possible before the weekend hits, that's what this video is going to cover. Okay, let's get started. I am on my brand new account here, and the first place you can get shards is from your daily login rewards. Now you'll notice right here on day 7, I have an Ancient Shard available to me. That should be the day I log in for the Ancient Shard event. So in fact, I should have this available to me when the 2x Ancient Shard event comes. But regardless of where you are, obviously every month we get a few shards. Whether it's early in the month, it's on the weekends, whatever it happens to be. So this is the first easiest place to get free shards because you don't have to do anything except log in. The second place you can get free shards that's really important for newer players, but also for experienced players if you've never done this, is the referral program. So obviously here, if you can get some referrals going, whether you self-refer or refer a friend or a clanmate, you can get some Void shards, you can get some Sacred shards. And once you get those 3 all the way to level 50, those 3 accounts to level 50, you can do it again with 3 more and get more Sacred shards and Void shards. Obviously, there are also free champions available here. There are other rewards available here, so it's not the only reason. But if you haven't gone after these shards, or if you have friends like I do who are just closing in on those Void shards, they're going to help me out this weekend, and hopefully I'm going to be able to get those Void shards in time. Maybe even the Sacred shards if they push really hard. I don't know if they will. But don't sleep on your referrals. The third place you can get free shards is your progression rewards. So you go in here to the tab and you can go ahead and click progression rewards, and you can see as you level up, there are a couple of times where you are going to get shards. Now, this is not easy to do. These levels start getting very slow as you progress. But if you are close to level 60, if you're level 59 or if you're level 74, consider spending some time in campaign in the next couple of days. That's usually your best place to farm account XP and see if you can get to one of these milestones and maybe get an extra shard for this weekend's events. Okay, now let's go to the fourth location. I got to move myself out of the way here for this one. So if you look down here at the quests tab, if you are doing your daily quests, now you're not going to get shards for your daily quests directly, but indirectly you will. So you always want to come in here and complete your daily quests, get them all, and make sure you get this top reward up here where it says complete all daily quests. Because when you go to the weekly, what you'll see is if you complete all your weekly quests, you get an ancient shard. Now you only have to do 5 sets of daily quests. So if you complete this quest 5 times, you will get an ancient shard. That means in 30 days, you're going to get 6 ancient shards. In addition, if you go to the monthly quests, if you complete daily quests 30 times, you will get a void shard. And if you complete everything, you will get a sacred shard every 30 days. So this is a consistent, controllable way to get some additional shards. Obviously, it does take a month to get all of these shards, but if you are close to this, you want to make sure that you keep doing it. If you didn't know about this, this is something to invest in, especially if you're a free-to-play player. You want to get these consistent void and sacred shards every month. I'm going to stay over here in the corner for now because the next one we're talking about is challenges. So if you go down here to the star, this is only going to be available for probably, players who either are new to the game or who haven't completed all of these challenges before, because once you complete them, this tab goes away, this icon goes away, and you don't have to worry about these anymore. But you can see there are 4 tabs: champions, artifacts, dungeons, and arena. If you go to the dungeons tab, you'll notice that there is an ancient shard here. So for each level of the dungeon challenges, there are 5 parts. So once you clear part 1, you open up part 2, you clear part 2, you open up part 3, so on and so forth. For every full clear of a part, you're going to have a reward up here. I believe it's 3 ancient shards, 1 void shard, and 1 sacred shard for part 5. But I'm not 100% sure about that. I don't know if there's an extra void or if there's one that doesn't have a shard. But you get at least 4 shards, I'm sure of that. And you will get a sacred for the very end, and you do get a void as well. So get in here. If you haven't completed your dungeon challenges, start completing them, because every shard that you can get is going to be a shard that you can use this weekend. So we've done quests and challenges, and now we've got missions. So in here, if you're doing your arbiter missions, there are several places where you can get shards. So first of all, you may get shards as a reward from one of the missions themselves. I don't know if I have any here. There's one. So here's an ancient shard. So if I can get up to this one, obviously I'm going to get an ancient shard. You can also get voids and sacreds up here, but it's usually ancients in most cases. However, down here on the progress bar, you can see there is a sacred shard available as well. So if I can complete the second set of arbiter missions by Friday, I guess by the end of Friday, I have a chance to get another sacred shard here. So if you're early in the game, keep pushing those arbiter missions. You should be doing that anyway. That should be a focus. But you have the opportunity to also get some shards through the arbiter missions. The next one is also relatively controllable. If you go into any of the dungeons, here I'll go into the Dragon's Lair, you can see down at the bottom that one of the items that drops is an ancient shard. So you can get ancient shards from the gear dungeons, just the 4 main dungeons. There is a limit to this. I believe it's 5 a month. So once you get your 5, you're not going to see those drops anymore. But I'm not 100% sure about that because it doesn't state that anywhere. But I've just heard that through the community. So if somebody can confirm that for me, I would appreciate it. If anybody has like an official way to confirm that, that would be great. I've never actually tracked it myself, but I do know you can periodically get ancient shards. So as long as you are farming dungeons for gear, maybe you're doing a tournament, there are tournaments going on right now. And it doesn't matter which dungeon you're in, you will get those drops from whatever dungeon that you happen to run. The chance is pretty small. I think it's 0.5% chance to get an ancient shard. So on average, you're going to have to run about 200 runs in a dungeon. But that means over the course of the month, if you run roughly 1,000 dungeons, you should see your 5 ancient shards that month. All right, we are up to the 8th free place you can get, or I shouldn't say 8th free place, the 8th place you can get free shards in the game. And that is the tournaments and events that are going on. Now, I will go to the tournaments here. I am in my novice tournament right now, and you can see that the winner of the novice tournament, who is not me currently, I've got about 3.5 hours to try to make a push, but the winner here can get 1 ancient shard. So if you want to go after this ancient shard, make sure that you can push this novice tournament as hard as possible. Obviously, if you finish in the top 3, you get pretty good rewards. Now, over here on my main account, you can see there are also tournaments. So, once the novice tournament clears, you'll have access to more tournaments. And you can see in some of these, there are going to be rewards for shards. Not every time you'll have to check it. But you can see here in this spider turn attack, there is an ancient shard available to everybody at 5,200 points. So you do not have to win your tournament. You don't even have to come close to winning your tournament. You just have to get the points to get that ancient shard. Likewise, there is an ancient shard as a reward for the top 5 finishers in this tournament. In addition to tournaments, there are also events. There are the regular events that occur, but we also have some special events going on that have an opportunity to drop shards. So the UDK's Birthday Titan event, this could be replaced by another event by the time you watch this, but you'll see there's an ancient shard here at milestone 2. And as we progress at milestone 4, there's a void shard. So you do have opportunities through these kinds of events to get shards. Also, there's a summer deck of fate currently going on. And as you can see, you can get shards from this event. I've actually gotten a void shard from this event on my other account. So you can get shards of many types here. I don't know if there are sacreds available, but if your goal is to clear this entire board, then you're going to get those as many of those shards as are on the board. Okay, back on the new account, and the next place is the marketplace. Now you will be able to purchase 5 ancient shards a month from the marketplace. They typically pop up while you're playing. So like if you log in, you're not likely to see them. Sometimes I think you can. But if you're just here during the day, and you're playing, make sure to refresh the free refresh every hour, and you will find 5 ancient shards. Usually you'll find them right away during the first few days you're playing, and then you won't see them again for the rest of the month. And then when the month changes, then you'll start seeing them again. So again, up to 5 ancient shards a month here. They do cost 200,000 silver each. So that is a consideration, especially if you're in the early game, but you should buy them, sell some gear if you have to, or, farm some silver if you need to, but try to buy those 5 ancient shards every month. That'll be 1,000,000 silver. But 5 shards, obviously, for nothing but silver, that's pretty good. There are also other places where you can buy shards for resources. The first one is right in the shop. Now, everybody will get a free mystery shard every day and then a free ancient shard once a week. So this ancient shard is totally free. You don't have to buy it. You will just get it once a week, but it is on a timer. So you want to get in here as soon as it's available and grab it, so you're not wasting time and having it sit there, wasting the timer, basically. So make sure you come in here and grab this every week. In addition, if you want, you can spend gems for ancient shards. Now, it's typically cheaper, or at least more efficient, to buy the big shard pack. This would be 11 shards for 900 gems. That's 82 gems roughly per shard. That's not a bad rate. If you buy the 3 pack, it is 90 shards, 90 gems per shard. You do also get the silver in addition, that allows you to open that shard in the portal. So that's a nice little bonus, so you don't have to worry about silver. I actually am a big fan of these packs. I know a lot of content creators tell you not to buy these packs. I save up for these packs, especially so that I can potentially burst during a CVC, or I can go after a guaranteed champion event or something like that. So you'll notice on my main account, I save a lot of gems, and often I save the gems specifically to buy these big shard packs when I need them. So the next place you can actually buy shards is from the bazaar, and the bazaar can be a little bit tricky to find if you don't know where it is. You have to go to the arena, you have to go to the tag team arena, and then over here in the left hand column, the bottom tab says bazaar. And you'll notice that you can buy an ancient shard for gold bars. You can also get a void shard for gold bars. I'm getting close to that void shard there. You can even get a sacred shard for gold bars, but obviously you need to be in gold tag team arena in order to unlock that. So some people don't think that the exchange rate here is very good for these shards, that you should use these gold bars on other, rewards. That is entirely up to you. Obviously there are skill tomes here as well. There are accessories that you can buy, and there are, energy packs and all that stuff. So if you need to do that, you can go ahead and do that. But this is another place where you can get free shards. I believe the void shard is on a 2-week timer. I'm not 100% sure of that. It might be longer. Might be 3 weeks or something, but it is on a long timer. So once you buy it, you're going to have plenty of time to get those gold bars back in order to buy the next one. The ancient shard timer is much shorter. I'm not sure how long it is exactly. It might be 3 weeks. I'm not going to buy it right now because I'm going for that void shard, but this is a shorter timer. So you could get several of these per month if you are farming 3v3 arena. Okay, and so the last place you can actually buy a shard is in the clan shop. So if you go to the clan area, you can go to clan shop, and you can scroll over and you'll notice there is a void shard available The clan does have to be level 13, so you may not be able to unlock this for a while. You can see my new clan is, I think we're still level 1 maybe, or maybe level 2. So we have a long way to go before we can unlock this Void Shard. But if you can unlock this Void Shard, it's only 900 clan gold, which is actually a fairly reasonable amount, I think. You can get that in a couple of weeks. So you may not be able to get one every week, but you may be able to get one every week depending on how well you do in CVCs and other places where you can get clan gold. But there is this Void Shard available, so you can certainly look at that. And don't forget about it if you're trying to get, just 1 or 2 more extra Void Shard pulls for a 2x event or a guaranteed champion. Sticking with the clan theme here, we've got another place where we can get free shards, and that is from the clan chest. Now, I've already, logged in for the day. So you get your login rewards. Obviously here you check in and you get your first star. When enough people check in or get enough stars, what's going to happen is you're going to get this reward. You see you need your 90 stars, and then you're going to get that reward at the next server update. That has a chance, it's a small chance, but it has a chance of dropping an ancient shard. So the more activity your clan sees, the more of these chests you're going to get, and the more ancient shards you're going to acquire. There are still a few more areas where you can get shards that are under your control, and the first is in campaign. So as you can see, there's a progress bar down here at the bottom. Let me go ahead and move myself back out of the way. Great. And so you can see there is a Void Shard here available if you complete every single star on normal. Likewise, if you go up to hard, you complete every single star on hard, you're going to get a Sacred Shard. There is another one for Brutal, and then there is one for Nightmare. So you have 3 Sacred Shards and a Void Shard available to you here. So if you are close to 3-starring, or if you've just forgot about it and you haven't 3-starred a particular difficulty level yet, go back and do that. If you're a new player, make sure you get the normal completely 3-starred and then start on hard and then start on brutal. If you are already campaign farming 12-3 brutal, you should be able to get these first 3 shards. So don't forget about them for this weekend. So there is another progress bar we need to consider, and that is in Faction War. So you can see there is a Faction War progress bar down here, and as you can see, there are ancient shards available here at 25 stars. So if you click the little information tab, it'll actually take you through every single reward that's available. Let me kind of step out of the way here. And you can see there are all sorts of shards available here. And then for each level, as you go up, 140 stars, 320 stars, there's a void, and you can continue to get many more voids. And then you get into sacreds, and there are a lot of shards available to you through Faction Crypts. Now, Faction Crypts takes a while to accumulate stars, but you want to start right away doing that so you can potentially get as many shards as quickly in your account as possible. And again, if you've sort of been, letting the Faction Crypts just sit there and you're not really pushing the progress, this might incentivize you to get back in there and push a little bit, get some more stars, get some additional shards for a 2x shard event this weekend. Okay, we are coming up to the last 2 and biggest places to get shards, and the first one is Doom Tower. So if you go to Doom Tower, every month you get 4 weeks. It just literally reset today, so you get 4 weeks to complete Doom Tower. Now there are 2 difficulty levels of Doom Tower, and as you can see, there are a great many rewards, but as you progress up the floors, you will get access to shards as you go higher up. So let's see how far in normal we have to go up. It looks like at floor 90, you get a Void Shard, and then you get another Void Shard when you complete it. So there are 2 Void Shards available in normal, and then if you go to the hard mode of Doom Tower, you will get more shards, I believe. Yes, there's a Void Shard available at floor 40. Obviously, you have to defeat bosses to get these shards. Another Void at 60, another Void at 70. Look, there's a legendary tome as well. Sacred Shard available at 90, another Void at 100, and then another Sacred at 120. So 2 Sacreds, and it looks like 5 or 6 Voids available for the hard Doom Tower. So if you can complete both difficulties, you're getting quite a number of Sacred Shards and Void Shards, and those are obviously the more rare kinds. So these are not ancient shards. These are incredibly valuable rewards, in addition to all the gems, energy, silver, glyphs, everything else that comes from here. Actually, probably not glyphs, but more like charms and potions and brews. So get into Doom Tower, do whatever you can, try to get some shards from Doom Tower. Since it just started, it's unlikely that anybody's going to get these for this weekend, but the first The first Void Shard might be available. If you have 4 days to do that, that would be today, tomorrow, and then Saturday. And so, yeah, I think we're going to come up 1 day short on the Voids. But it depends on when the server resets and when the actual event resets. And I don't know if those are going to line up perfectly. If they do line up perfectly, I think we're going to miss the Void Shard here. But if they don't, if there's an hour lag or a 2-hour lag, we might be able to get this Void Shard before the 2x Void event ends. Now we come to the biggest source of shards, the most consistent source of shards in the game, and that is the Demon Lord clan boss. Every chest will give you an opportunity of getting a shard. So it could be just an ancient shard for some of the lower chests. As you progress, you are going to get access to void shards. And then for Nightmare and Ultra Nightmare, if you clear the highest chest of each boss, you have a chance of sacreds. You only get the sacreds for the highest tier of chest. And you know, that's for both Ultra Nightmare and Nightmare. Obviously the drop rates go up, and the drop rates get pretty high, so you actually will collect a lot of void and sacred shards just by doing these every day. You'll remember that if your clan clears that difficulty level, you're going to get 2 chests. So potentially you can get 2 Ultra Nightmare chests, 2 Nightmare chests, maybe even 2 Brutal chests. That's going to give you 6 opportunities to get void shards, 4 opportunities to get sacred shards. So you can really collect those shards pretty quickly. So that is why Clan Boss, the Demon Lord, is such a priority for players. And that's why content creators are always telling you, work on your Clan Boss team, because this is the most consistent source of these shards in the entire game. That is it. The only other source that I've ever seen that gives a shard is a promo code, and we don't currently have one of those, I don't think, that's available to give you any shards. But in a blue moon, every once in a while, you'll get a shard, usually an ancient shard from a promo code. But these are the sources that I know that you can actually go in the game and look for shards popping on a regular basis that are predictable or even controllable by you. Now, whether or not you pull this weekend, that is a decision you have to make. As a free-to-play player, I am suspicious of this event on my main account, but on my new account, I'm definitely pulling all my shards. On my main account, I may have to save some shards in case there's a guaranteed champion event that follows this, or in case the fusion next month is really good. So I don't want to eat through my entire pool of shards. You can see I do have 10 sacreds. I probably won't pull any sacreds. I will pull all of my void shards. That's pretty much a guarantee. Even if they have a guaranteed void champion here, I likely don't have the number of shards I would need to get the guaranteed champion. That's usually going to be somewhere, around an 80 void shards. I'm not going to reach anywhere near that. And then the ancient shards, I'll really have to see what I get from my void shards and if I want to keep pulling or not. But I would probably also save these for a fusion event or a guaranteed champion. Okay, that is it. Those are all of the places that I know. Like I said, if you know of any places, any sources of shards that I missed, please put that in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button or consider subscribing to the channel. Also consider joining our Discord community. The link will be in the description of the video. Thanks so much. I've been ColeRed, and I will see you in another video very soon.